Hey guys, just wanted to come on real quick and do a really quick video. Just wanted to touch on something that's been on my mind lately. Seeing that Bound for Glory is just a few days away, I thought I would talk about something that's kind of been on my mind lately. Well, one thing is it's about Samoa Joe. This week he's in the main event and he's defending the TNA World Heavyweight title against Sting. And my main focus for this video is talking about Samoa Joe, which will lead up to him going up against Sting. Mainly what I want to talk about are the pros and the cons of Samoa Joe being champion. I want to look at this thing objectively. There's so many people on here that came on and just dismissed Samoa Joe's title reign as one big fluke or lackluster at the very least. And I will say, I will admit, Samoa Joe's title reign has been somewhat of a disappointment. But I'm not going to completely dismiss his title reign. The reason why I'm not going to do that is it's very easy for me to want to compare his TNA World Heavyweight title reign to his Ring of Honor World title reigns, which really there's no comparison because, you know, my personal opinion, I believe many would agree, Samoa Joe, when he was carrying the Ring of Honor World title, you know, I mean, he was the man. I mean, he put on some awesome matches. He brought credibility to that title, and he really made it shine as a very mainstay title in Ring of Honor. You know, he brought a lot of credibility, had a lot of highlight matches. Oh my God, did he have some awesome matches. I mean, defending that title. I mean, he had a very long reign with that title. You know, and he just was on a streak of devastation. Now, we fast forward to his TNA title reign, and it really hasn't been that. It's been kind of weak, it's been kind of lackluster. And I'm going to point out some of the cons of him being TNA champion. One is he hasn't really had any real competition. Some might argue, you know, he's after he won the title at Lockdown, a week later he defended against Kurt Angle, and then, you know, and then he had a match against Steiner and Kaz, which originally was going to be Steiner and Angle. You know, and if it was going to be originally Steiner and Angle, it wouldn't really been all that great. I mean, Joe and Angle would have done great stuff, but they've already done enough, and they'd pretty much be carrying Scott Steiner. I mean, but it really wasn't just a high-profile match, you know, that would really bring some credibility to that his title reign. You know, that really add a notch to his belt. You know, and there's also, you know, his match with Booker T really wasn't all that special. Then there's that whole clusterfuck where he got pinned and Trammell counted a 3 count, which is just really stupid. And then we've done this whole thing where he had Booker T hold on to the title for a while, where Booker T was the unofficial champion, where Samoa Joe is still champion. He would just let Booker T hold on to the title, and that was just kind of pointless. I mean, he really hasn't had anything to really make him stand out and make him, you know, a memorable champion for TNA. And that's really sad. Another argument that people be throwing out is this title reign has came too late. And I have to agree. Joe should have been champion a year ago. It should have been Joe carrying the company back in 2007, not Angle. You know, people might think Angle was a good choice because, you know, of his track record, how it can go and everything. But really, if you ask me, my personal opinion, I think it was a risky move for TNA. With Angle's health and with his neck being in such bad shape, you never know You know, something could have happened where he could have, you know, got really hurt and they would have had to pull a WWE with that TNA title and drop it very quickly. It would have been the choice to give it to Joe. You know, which Joe ended up winning it anyways, but my point is it would have made it look even more weak. You know, they took a major chance with Angle. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, because Angle, and what's sad is, Angle, in my opinion, did a better job bringing credibility to that title for 2007 when he held it. I mean, all the things he did. Not only that, but he was also the holder of the third belt. I'm really tired, so please bear with me. I think it's the IWGP third belt. I'm really tired, so I can't really remember, but I think that's the title he held in Japan. And he was also holding the TNA World title. And then later, he ended up holding the but see, Angle also won the tag team titles, and he was the second ever Triple Crown champion. Grand Slam champion, or whatever the hell you want to call it, but he held it all. First ever was AJ Styles. And well, another person to hold all three after that, Samoa Joe. He's number 3 on the list. So that's another accomplishment Joe has done. And sure, a lot of his matches haven't been all that great, but he has won the King of the Mountain. That is a major pro right there. You know, he has done some things, as I mentioned before. So my thing is, his title reign has been a little lackluster, but I believe he is getting built up with credibility, and you can tell that TNA is serious about pushing Joe as their main man for that company. And I believe if TNA is smart, at this Sunday for Bound for Glory, they should have Joe beat Sting. A lot of people have been shitting on this match already. I mean, shitting on the fact that Sting is certified himself, put himself in a slot for a third time in a row at Bound for Glory. Honestly, I don't think it was necessarily Sting. I just think it was creative, and they thought it was a great idea to do that. But, you know, I actually think creative made the right move. A lot of people complain about Sting being in Bound for Glory for a third time in a row. Even my good friend Ron Buddha thinks this. But my whole thing is this. I don't think it's such a bad idea if you really think about it. 2 Bound for Glories in a row. Sting not only main evented, but he won the TNA World title and NWA World Heavyweight title, respectively. Well, what has Joe been doing so far? What has been the theme with Joe so far? Breaking records, doing things that haven't been done before. He was the first ever to hold to win the King of Mountain in a title defense. Okay? The first ever. If they're smart, Joe will beat Sting at Bound for Glory. And if they do this, I really think this will help propel Joe. I can't say it's going to be like match of the year or anything, or it's going to be a 5-star match, but I do believe, you know, the match in and of itself, I believe Sting is a seasoned veteran, and Joe's just freaking awesome, so I believe that there's going to be some chemistry with these two. I believe there's going to be a good story told in this match. I really believe it's going to exceed some people's expectations. Sure, there's going to be a lot of haters out there bitching about it, but you know what? You know, honestly, I still think it's going to be great. That's just the way I think about it. And, you know, Joe, if he wins this will put him over and solidify him in the main event spot even more. Not only that, it'll make his title reign just a little bit more credible. Sure, it won't overshadow the accomplishments of what Kurt Angle did last year, but I do believe it'll be a somewhat memorable title reign, and sure, it won't compare to what Joe did in Ring of Honor. I don't think it's fair to compare Joe's accolades as Ring of Honor World Champion to his accolades as TNA World Champion, which I've been very guilty of doing, by the way. But I think there's pros and there's cons to Joe being champion. You know, and I really think that this could be a very good Bound for Glory, and maybe not as good as last year's, but I believe that it's going to be promising. So that's really all I have to say, guys. I have many more videos and things I want to talk about. Thanks for watching. Peace.